Hello, my name is Carl Corelli. I'm the Director of Business Development for Andrews Glass Company. Andrews Glass Company has been in business since 1948. We are located in Vineland, New Jersey. We have a 33,000 square foot facility and we are ISO approved. Basically, there are two types of glass companies in the world. There's what I would call the commodities group and the custom specialty group. Commodities group includes companies that make labware and vials that can be produced in a mass manner. Precision, quality, important, but not critical at all. Price is the driving factor. The majority of that business has gone offshore. Andrews Glass is a little bit different. We have always specialized in manufacturing the hard to make, difficult to make, tight tolerance, high quality parts. It may not have been the easiest road to take, but it has done well for us, and we serve that industry. Let me explain a little bit what we do. Basically, we begin with tubular glass. We purchase our glass from Schott, located in Germany. It is the highest quality tubular glass made in the world. We could purchase cheaper, less expensive product, but we have found that there's a lot of imperfections. And for us, quality is always number one. So very simply, we begin with tubular glass like this. You can begin with various sizes, but basically this is what you're looking at. Now, what do we do with this? Well, we can do that, and we can do the process of what we call shrinking and redrawing. And basically, through that process, we can manipulate the wall weight. So we can build up the weight so that it has this kind of thickness. We can also work on the ID, and in this case, if you look carefully, you will see that there's a flow tube in there. The other thing that this does, it allows us to get a pristine ID. And by that I mean when we shrink these over mandrels, our proprietary RF technique, which is proprietary, gives us pristine ID. Is this important? Yes. For the kind of work that we do, laser companies and other applications, it's absolutely critical that our IDs be clean and that the straightness be there, and so we can deliver that. In addition to that, we can do various shapes, configurations with the ID. In addition to that, we can also manipulate the OD. And I don't have it here, but we do have various shapes. We can make squares, hexagonals, anything. So that's one skill that we do, and that's very, very important because the parts that we make go into original equipment, laser systems, other components, and it's absolutely critical that our product fits in a way that works. The other thing that we can do, and that we pride ourselves on, is our auto lathes. We basically have state-of-the-art auto lathes that will stand up to any operation throughout the world. An auto lathe is very simple. We will begin once again with tubular glass, and then through a process utilizing our glass blowers, the skill of our operators, who are generally the highest rated quality glass blowers that you can get to do this kind of work, coupled together with a computer aided software system with the auto lathe, allows us to combine the best of the individual skills and mass production, which gives us top quality. It allows us to replicate things and keep the cost down so that we're competitive, but never ever sacrifice quality. And so this is basically how it works. If you look here, you can see the tubular glass. Let me switch this. And it's rotating on an auto lathe. If you look at the flame touches the surface of the glass, and to a precise depth it will melt the glass. And so it creates something like this. If you look closely, you'll see that there's various deformations, and these are precise. If you look through the interior, you can see almost a kaleidoscope of glass formations. It's very complex, but the key here is that it is precise. And so far what we've seen is we can control the OD, the ID, we can shrink, and then we have an auto lathe which allows us to be able to produce this on a replicated basis. The other thing that Andrews Glass is known for, and really one of our core strengths, is dealing with the issue of dissimilar materials. Glass has a coefficient of expansion. Different types of glass vary in what their coefficients of expansion are. But in applications in the real world, the glass must come in marriage with either other types of glass that have different coefficients of expansion, or it must come in contact with dissimilar materials, such as Kovar, titanium. It goes on and on. This is a challenge because with two diverse coefficients of expansion, you're going to get a failure. So the technique is, how do you fuse this? That's our skill. We know how to do it. So let's take a look at this particular product here. This product here is a photoionization detection lamp. It was created and used in space exploration. We acquired the company that developed the technology, and now we make this. There are only two companies in the world that make this at this particular point. It's used in the environmental area and also in the chromatography market. Basically, take a look at this. We begin with our standard glass. However, this glass must come in contact with Kovar, so a seal has to be made there. It must come in contact also with stainless steel, which is difficult to bond to. In addition to that, there's a magnesium fluoride window in the middle. To make it even more complicated, since it's a lamp, there's an anode and a cathode, and this tight seal here, if you look between the glass and this very, very thin seal of Kovar, is a very difficult seal to make. To make it even more challenging, this is produced in a vacuum with krypton gas. And if you look in the middle, there's a capillary. Probably could see it here. This capillary is drawn and shrunk, as you've seen the technology that I explained earlier, and it must be precise. And to tell you how this works is rather interesting, because you ignite the lamp, you energize the krypton ions, and then it bombards them through the capillary, through the window, to your captured sample, and it gives you the most reliable, accurate VOC readings, volatile organic chemicals, in ions potential. And that's what this is. This is arguably the most difficult, complex piece of ongoing branded commercial product probably in the glass industry, and we can do this. So basically, what have we learned? We've learned that we tackle the hard to do stuff. We can virtually do anything with the glass related to the shrinking process, the autolaves, and the real challenging bonding to dissimilar materials. But I must say, probably the greatest strength and the greatest skill that we have is our engineering expertise. We work differently than other companies. If you're chosen and we accept working with you and you are acceptable of our process, when we work together, it's a true partnership. We understand that problems evolve. We understand that engineering must evolve. And so Wayne Downs, who is our VP of Engineering, over 20-some years of experience, recognized as one of the top in the world in working in this kind of glass application, particularly with laser systems, is the other part of our operation as well as our production. And so we like to partner with our customers. At this point, I'd like to share the qualification process. Basically, here today, if what I have presented to you makes sense, you have an opportunity. If you give to me to take with me today your drawings of the part that you would like manufactured, along with annual quantities, I would be able to go back and we would be able to calculate at no obligation to you a formal quotation. And it would be for prototype parts, possibly tooling, and for ongoing quantities. At the same time, if you have a non-disclosure agreement, we also have a boilerplate. We'd be more than happy to sign that with you. Once we produce this, we submit it to you. The process then would be for you to qualify Andrews Glass as a secondary source. There's no obligation to you. I don't know how things are going with your current supplier, but it is always a good idea in today's very competitive environment to have a secondary source. Once our parts are qualified, we are then a secondary source. And that means at any given time, should you need to utilize our products, we would be in position to send it to you. So that's what we do. Let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to get the drawings before I leave with quantities, and I can take them with me, and we can get back to sending you the quotation as soon as we get back? The question is yours. Thank you very much for seeing me.